Okay, so I've got a brand new Tools of the Trade video for you today. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is where I go into the plugins and software that I use on a regular basis and show you how I use them. These are tools that I use in my music production all the time. And today I'm talking about two plugins from Air that will allow you to create some amazing Rhodes and organ sounds. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is Velvet. Now I use Velvet a lot in my productions. It produces the most amazing Rhodes sounds. They've sampled some of the most amazing Rhodes style pianos that are out there, and the sound that comes out of it is amazing. The presets are great. So let's jump into Ableton and I'll show you exactly how I use it. Okay, so we're inside Ableton and I'm going to drag and drop a new instance of Velvet onto this MIDI track. Now I really love the interface for Velvet. It just looks so cool. It's like an old school Rhodes piano. But to be honest, I don't tend to change a lot of the settings up here. There are some brilliant effects that are built into this unit, but most of the EQing, compressing and things like that I will do after Velvet. So if I want to EQ it and whatever, I will use something like Neutron to kind of figure out where I need to cut certain frequencies, for example. But they have got some amazing effects within here, and these are all used within the presets. So we've got presets here for the Mark 1, Mark 2, SC73, A200 and the Planet. Now I haven't heard of the Planet before, but these are all different Rhodes style keyboards that have all been sampled into this unit, and each one of these presets uses a slightly different combination of effects within the plugin. So let's try it with the default patch for now. It's even got those beautifully different velocities as well, so you can create something quite soft and you can create something quite hard, which is quite characteristical to the Rhodes kind of style keyboards. So I would normally play this with chords, and this usually sounds really nice with more than probably maybe four or five notes in the chord. It's got some really wonderful jazzy sounds. So one of the things I usually put on here, first of all, is I'll always put a scale plugin in. That always keeps me in the right scale, whatever I'm pressing on the keyboard. So for example, at the moment, I'm going to put it in C minor. Next up, I'm going to drag and drop a minor 11th chord on here. Now, if you don't use the chord instrument, then you really should be doing, because it's such an easy way to kind of create chords within Ableton. Certainly a very easy way of doing it. And this, as I say, is a minor 11th. So we've got the original note, then we've got up 3 semitones, up 7, up 10, up 14, and up 17. So this creates a wonderful spread. So we can hear without this, and then with. It's got such an amazing sound. And as I say, you can go really lightly on it, or you can hit it quite hard. So you can get it almost growls at you when you really hit it quite hard. Let's have a look at some of these presets. Some of these presets are amazing. So we've got the Mark 1 in here, for example. Some really nice sounds out there, but to be honest, I usually spend most of my time in the Mark II. This has got some really, really nice sounds. It's got a beautiful kind of almost garage kind of sound. It's really, really nice. I love that. As I say, there's loads of different presets within here, so you can spend so much time trying to find different things, and it can really, almost going through these, you can create some really different sounds. So for example, this one has got the wah effect on here, and I can click through and I can actually start affecting this if I want to. So I can change the rate, for example. So you can enable any of these effects on here, simply turn them on and off. There's so much different stuff within here, and you can create some really interesting sounds. So you can start with some of these presets and then tweak them to be however you want to. But this is pretty much how I make most of my kind of Rhodes sounds. It's a fantastic modeled, sampled Rhodes piano plugin that is just a go-to for me. It's so quick to get the sound that you want to, and that's why I tend to use it quite a lot in my productions. So yeah, I can fully recommend Velvet. So the second plugin from Air I want to talk about is the DB-33. Now this is their organ instrument, and I think this is fantastic as well. I don't use it as much as the Velvet, but when I'm looking for an authentic organ sound, then I do tend to turn to the DB-33. Now I use the M1 quite a bit in my productions, but when I'm looking for something that's not quite as synthetic as that, I want something a bit more real, then I'll turn to the DB-33. Again, it has some amazing presets. The default preset, however, is a bit much. If I go ahead and play this with the chord that I got set up at the moment, yeah, it's just a bit too much. But some of these presets are really great. It sounds so cool. I really, really love that sound. And that's me with held notes. But if you start stabbing it, you can create some really amazing kind of chord stabs. So yeah, it works really well. And again, I tend to always use it with the chord instrument. So I'm playing minor ninths or minor 11ths on it to create that kind of thicker kind of feel. And it works really well with this. Now, this plugin has a whole load of great presets for it. You can go through there and find the one that you most like. But you can also tweak it on the controls. And the controls are a lot more simple than Velvet. It's really quite simple to go through here and just adjust the sound to however you want. It's really kind of cool just playing with the drawbars, for example. So you can create some really interesting effects. There's even things such as key click, for example. Now this is good if you want to create more of a kind of stab sound, then you might want more of a click. But if you want a more subtle effect, then you can turn that off, which is probably better for those kind of pad kind of sounds. So there's lots of different controls within there to kind of tweak the sounds however you want to. But generally I always come out with a really nice sound out of it. That's why I love both of those plugins. I use them a lot within my tracks. As I say, if you kind of team it up with the Chord device, you can create some really nice, good stab sounds or pad kind of sounds. So if you go through my tracks, my remixes, you'll probably hear a whole load of Rhodes sounds and organ sounds. A lot of them come from these two plugins, and they are fantastic plugins. So if you're making classic house, garage, soulful house, anything like that, it probably worked really well for you, and I definitely recommend checking them out. If you do want to check them out, if you want to grab a copy, there's links in the description below. They're always on offer at Plugin Boutique. I think that's where I got them from. So you can check those links out in the description and get hold of it from there. Also, I'd really love to know what you think of these plugins. Are you using them already, or are you using something else? Do you prefer something else? Leave your comments below and let me know what your opinion is. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification icon so you're notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I've got a ton of stuff like this on my channel, so please check it out if you want to check it out. And hopefully I'll see you again in the next video.